The presenting sponsor of Upmarket is Aereo, the best place to grow and manage your real estate media business online at aereo.com. That's ARYEO.com. Coming to you from the Upmarket studio at Gasworks in beautiful San Buenaventura, California, this is Upmarket, a podcast about the business of real estate photography and media. My name is Reed Fish. I'm the CEO and a co-founder of Upmarket Media, and my other co-founder, Mark Corcoran, just walked out of the studio. He said, "Oh, you're recording? Let me get the hell out of here." So he is off doing a shoot. Chelsea is, of course, producing from afar up in Ojai today, and this is one of those episodes. PMRE is coming up. It is November 18th through 20th at the Palms Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. And look, if you have not booked for PMRE, there are still some tickets available. And guess what? We are getting down to it. So I just talked to Brandon. He is offering our listeners a discount code. Get this, listening to this podcast pays off so much for you. You get $100 off your admission to PMRE if you use the code last minute. So use the code last minute at PMREconference.com and you're going to get $100 off of your admission. Well worth it, of course. And then get in there so you can get those hotel rates locked in as well. And of course, this is the Road to PMRE episode. So we do want to have a special thank you to iGUIDE, who we once again are partnering with this year to bring you these special episodes. And you want to go to goiguide.com to check out all they have. And I also just want to personally thank iGUIDE for continuing supporting photographers and agents with an open platform that works across such websites as Zillow and the MLS and just about any other place you need to showcase your listings. So if you are aware of the news, you can read right between those lines. And I'm here today talking with someone who, we don't need to read between lines. We can just read the whole thing here. So we have one of the speakers at PMRE this year on the main stage. We have Matt Gia, who is the CEO of AutoHDR. And so Matt, I know you are you're talking about AI. I think you're kind of an expert in AI. So my big question about AI is, how do we just in general as real estate media professionals become the winners and not the losers in the AI world, right? Because I think right now we can leverage certain things in AI to enhance our business, but how also are we getting to a place where we are not replaced by AI? Do you have like a general piece of advice for this?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can leverage it in a real estate media business, right? Whether that's in terms of actually automating your business and your operations, which everyone should take advantage of, or it could be for getting new clients, or it could be for the actual creative elements of the business, right? So, I go in Facebook forums and I see people saying, I'm worried, the rate AI is progressing, that, what's going to happen to our job? Are agents going to be able to just do it themselves? And I think QB Casa is an interesting case study for something like that, where they went towards agents, and the agents who were going to do things themselves anyway probably use the software. And the ones who work with real estate photographers still work with real estate photographers. Like, I have a real estate photography business. We use the QB Casa app. Agents pay us a couple $100. We go through, take a video. It's something they could do, but they don't do it. They understand leverage and value their time. So same thing with real estate photography, right? Agents who already shoot photos on their phone are probably going to keep doing that. And ones that hire a photographer will hire a photographer. So I don't think you need to be worried about that. But you need to just stay in touch with what tools are coming out, whether it's AI photo editing or video editing, or you're trying to get a creative edge in your market. How can you use some photo to video stuff to edge out your competition and do cool things that, are cutting edge?
Yeah. And I feel like, it is pretty, to me, I'm not too worried about the idea of agents doing it. I mean, if it does, here's the thing though, I think if it does get too easy, and if there ends up being this magical device, which I feel like is coming anytime, where you just, set it for 2 seconds in each room of the house and, in 4 scan spots or whatever, it scans the entire property and then is going to be able to generate a 3D tour, photos and a video and all that stuff. from just doing it that simply, that I think like my fear is that brokerages could just take that in house, or they cut a deal with it. And then it's like they just have their one person who's able to go in, because it only takes 20 minutes to go to a house, that they can do all the listings for the brokerage. Right. Or, being is like, once that device, if that is ever actually going to be here, is that it's just going to end up then being a race to the bottom in terms of pricing, because then, even more so than now, anyone can actually do it. So how do we guard against that?
So right now, on that first point, like if there was that magical device, would they bring it in-house? I mean, people could already bring photography in-house.
Sure.
Some brokerages do have an in-house photographer.
Yeah.
Right? But they still don't. And I don't think, even if there was a magical device, a broker is going to want to go and set it down themselves and do it.
No, the broker is, but they bring it in-house. They have their one person, right? And that's my point, is that when it becomes so easy that you can just have the freaking, intern at your brokerage do it, that scares me a little. And I'm not that scared about that, but it's probably more the race to the bottom.
I think, yeah. So I think the brokerages who would be doing that already have an in-house photographer. So you got to more think about like what photographers are being replaced. I've worked with a variety of brokerages for my photography business. Some of them for their rentals, they have someone in-house. And if someone already has an in-house photographer, they'd probably make it more efficient and do that. I think otherwise you'd still be hiring a media firm. Maybe it's not a person going through and shooting every room, but they'd be the one placing that device. And then just like how we have now these giant scaled up photography companies, it probably just looks different. And it's like, who's adopting this device? And then,
well, exactly. That doesn't even exist yet. But
the second question is a good point. Is like, well, at that point, how cheap is it to do it? If it's a fixed cost and then some, $20, $25 an hour job of going and scanning it, then how much can you compete on price? But I mean, really, it's quite easy to train up a photographer as well to go and shoot basic homes at this point. I don't know that it would compress margins that much. Is it going to save that on site? Is it going to become that? Where you can
and here's the thing. I mean, I guess the point, in answering, and kind of those questions are kind of devil's advocate questions, but even just, in thinking about it in our own business, like, we've made a lot of improvements in terms of efficiency and lowering costs and just, simplifying how we do things. And every single time we do that, we actually raise prices. So it's actually, it's like we haven't seen in our marketplace anyway, the pushback on pricing that I've heard of other people. I mean, there's a lot of people I've seen complaining about it. So I don't know if just because of a high cost. We're in Southern California. So like kind of Ventura, Santa Barbara area. So it's a very high cost of living here. And so I think, you can't make a living if you're trying to go out and shoot a house for $99. It's like, even you can't even do the volume that would make, I don't even own a house and we charge way more than $99, so.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be easier and easier to get high quality photos, right? So for example, at AutoHDR, we have people who have phenomenal quality and come work with us. We have people who have had terrible quality. They've been working with 20 cents a photo overseas editors that it looks like they threw mud on the photos, gave them back. They switch over, they get a quality increase. Now these two businesses are delivering the same level of photos, right? And so it's just becoming easier, especially if you're starting out in photography. If you don't know how to edit your photos, now you can have good looking ones. So what are the differentiating factors? Availability, how enjoyable are you on site or your photographers when you're talking to the broker? What's your turnaround time? How buttoned up is your operations? Do you do revision requests? All those things are probably where the premium for your services get baked in. It's just going to get easier to do the actual execution.
Yeah, and that's what I've been saying for a couple of years now about all this. It really comes down to your customer service and your relationships. So that's why you need to be out there pressing the flesh. And if you aren't out shooting the houses like me, get out there and still meet clients, still talk to them and still, make sure that your name is out there and you're actually getting FaceTime with people because, having those relationships. I mean, that's the thing is the new kid who's trying to offer it for $99 doesn't have those relationships and it's going to be hard for them to break in. And if you're ironclad with servicing your clients and making sure, you're always in the You're always in their face.
And I think from an actual photography perspective, unless you're doing the most high-end, unique architectural shoots, there's not going to be that much differentiation in quality. It's just not going to be how you stand out, I think.
No, I think it already isn't.
It's already not. And so really, it's like if you're a creative and you're an artist, and that's how you've gotten into this industry, you're going to have to sharpen up your business edge a little bit, do a little bit more sales and marketing, and then because that's going to be how businesses differentiate, as well as how operationally efficient you are. And then video, of course, is going to be a massive opportunity. Are you doing like social media reels with agents? How good are your videos generally? That sort of thing.
Yeah, and I think, the social media reels with agents in them and being creative with them is also a hedge against AI as well, because that AI, I know it can do crazy stuff, but I think it's not to the point where you want to be doing that. And I think I don't know that people will actually ultimately respond to AI versions of realtors. I mean, I don't think that forms an actual connection with their audience. And maybe I'm a, old guy stick in the mud, but it just doesn't, I don't know. It just doesn't seem to be, it's not there yet. So I think continuing to kind of get your agents on camera and being creative and fun, with that is a pathway to, that client retention too, because making videos like that makes your clients love you even more. They're just like, cause then all of a sudden they're emotionally invested because they have an emotional response to the videos and they see their clients having those as well, rather than just, it's nice shots of the house.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're building their brand, winning new listings, that sort of thing. My overall view on it, though, is like, even if you had an agent can go in, and even if they could have the perfectly edited photo from an iPhone, they still need to take the right composition if that's coming from their. I just see it as tons of opportunity. Like, there's just never been a better time to be a small business owner, because you can do so much more volume, have so much more leverage by using AI tools. You're either going to use them or let someone else outcompete you and do 10x the amount of volume because they're using it instead of you. So I think it's super exciting, honestly. Like, you can scale up a business way easier with less effort and take advantage of the stuff.
All right. Well, what tools should I be using outside of AutoHDR? What are you talking about specifically when you're talking about AI tools?
Sure. So, I mean, a few different ways that I look at it. There's the actual creative process, right? Or the stuff that surrounds the media that you're delivering, right? So for example, AutoHDR for photo editing, you could be using any, so Gemini is the best prompt-based image editor right now. If you need to do very granular virtual staging, if you need to add models into the outdoor deck scene that you just shot, if you need to bring a sketch to life as a construction, you can use Gemini. Bring it into an upscaler. Right now, Topaz Labs is the best upscaler. You can get high fidelity images. And then there's video options, right? So again, Veo 3.1 from Google is the best image to video model right now. If you want to be able to access it, I recommend Higgsfield is a very easy web interface where there's no watermarks. You can put in a first frame and a last frame to do things like a construction build, a day to night, a lot of really cool stuff. Those are things that you can use to differentiate on the creative and do cool things, or kind of automate your operation more on the AutoHDR side. And then for things like client acquisition, you can do what you've already been doing. Everyone has different techniques. Like at my business, I think the Instagram method is popular for a lot of people, but we've built a lot of client relationships by DMing agents, commenting, replying to stories. And it used to be me sitting, replying to every story, trying to drum up those relationships. Now we have a virtual assistant in Pakistan. They have a ChatGPT project that has examples of good responses that we would send to brokers. And they go every day. They max out the number of comments, DMs, story replies they can do by screenshotting the post, putting it into the ChatGPT project, and getting back the best thing to comment. So now we just 10x the amount of volume we do there. Another example, we used to sit down, get an agent's new listing, an agent we've never worked with before, and then we would take 2 or 3 hours and write a script that we thought was perfect. We'd DM it to them and be like, we would love to shoot this reel with you. What do you think about the script? Now we use an AI scriptwriter tool. You can put examples of scripts that went viral on Instagram or ones that you like, put them into ChatGPT, say, hey, and then copy a listing description of an existing listing for the new broker you want to shoot with. Say, hey, give me this, a perfect script for this listing in the format of this viral reel. And it'll write you the script. We DM those to brokers and say, hey, we just wrote this. We'd love to do this. And they're thinking to themselves, wow, I haven't even paid them a dime. Imagine once I actually paid them to shoot the video. So anyways, things like that where you can kind of supercharge the amount of volume you're doing on your client acquisition. You can 10 or 100x it using AI because it automates repetitive things. So that's what I'm talking about in terms of what great opportunity. You can do more than you've ever done. Nobody else is really doing this kind of stuff yet. And then, so I talked about the creative, the client acquisition, and then just operationally, again, there's a lot of stuff you can do. Lowest hanging fruit is like if it's you and a small team or a big team, take all of your SOPs, like your standard operating procedures, the documents about how you do stuff, take your packages and your pricing from your booking software, take any FAQs, any internal documents or resources you have, get all those, put them into an LLM, again, ChatGPT. It's kind of the best right now for something like this, and make a project. And then your team can access that project and it can pull from your knowledge base. So then anytime they have a question about, hey, it's going to rain tomorrow, a client needs to reschedule, what do I do? Or there's this weird edge case with this package in this booking inquiry, I don't know what to reply. They don't need to ask you. It's your internal, it's a clone of you. So you never have to answer the question twice. You get back your time, gives you leverage, and it's the best training for your team ever. There's stuff like that. You can make SOPs with AI. You just can get so much more time back, delegate tasks more effectively, and have more leverage to grow your business. That's just kind of scratching the surface.
But you have to have those SOPs, which I think we're calling standard operating procedures. Yes, we, so yeah, but you can, but then I guess just type it out and throw it in there, right? Because, I think a lot of companies actually don't actually have those written down. So,
let me give you my methodology for making SOPs now as well with AI. This has saved me so much time at my media business, Luxury Vision, as well as at AutoHDR. If you find yourself doing manual stuff over and over and over that could be automated, but like writing SOPs sucks. No one wants to do it. You're adverse to doing it.
That's why most people don't have them.
That's why people don't have them. When I was like hiring someone to run the operations for Luxury Vision, it took me a week and I had to sit down and go through every edge case on booking and all that. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Okay. Go to loom.com.
Yeah.
And just when you go to do the thing that you want to delegate, record yourself doing it. And when you're doing it, share your screen and just speak out loud what you're doing step by step. For example, something very tangible. If you're QCing photos from your editor, go through each photo, say, okay, I'm looking to see if they remove the camera. I'm seeing if the perspective correction is correct. I'm seeing if the grass is green enough. And then when you hit stop recording on Loom, it will give you a video, which you can show with them. It'll also transcribe it. It will also automatically make an SOP from the transcription and include screenshots of every single step. So now from you just taking a video.
Oh, so Loom automatically makes the SOPs.
Loom will automatically make the SOP. And if you don't even want to pay for Loom, you can just screen record it on your computer, go to a free transcription tool online, transcribe it, put it into ChatGPT, say, give me an SOP. But Loom is awesome. There's Loom for everything. And then you have an SOP. And now you can do that for everything. You can get SOPs written for your whole business within a week. And then you can take those SOPs, put them into a ChatGPT project, and now have a knowledge base.
And that's resonating with me because I don't know if you listen to our 100th episode, I think we got into it, but we just had an experience hiring an admin, a virtual assistant admin, to supplement our regular admin, and it just didn't go well. And I think part of the reason is because we didn't have the adequate training tools, and so in fact we let that person go, and now we were we're literally planning this week to sit down and record those kind of videos. And we talked about doing it on Loom, but I didn't know it had the automatic SOP thing. So I think we'll definitely be using Loom, cause we were like, why we failed in that task of hiring the virtual assistant is because we were not prepared enough. We did not set her up for success. And so, that is a clear win because, when you just have it all in your head, when you just have it with your admin, you're vulnerable. Because if we lost Chelsea, we would, we're up shit creek. And so our whole goal is, and, Chelsea has no plans on leaving, but, we want to make sure that, if she had to leave tomorrow, that, the business is still going to be able to run. So
can I ask you, because
I asked the questions here, buddy.
Okay.
No, go ahead. Ask. Yeah.
I was just curious, like, I mean, for us, hiring someone for operations it's always really hard to trust someone to talk to your clients. And
absolutely.
What was that kind of the role, or is that the role you're hiring for, is operations, or is it more like admin? What's the?
Yeah, admin, client, a client facing job. Yeah. So admin operations, however you want to put it, just another Chelsea who basically answers the phone and does, everything else and answers emails and all that. So it is a customer facing position as well.
Yeah. Gotcha. Are you looking, and I'm just curious, like, are you staffed at overseas or in the States?
Yeah. We were looking at Mexico, and we talked to some hiring firms, and we ended up hiring someone. We just kind of put it out there for ourselves because having using one of the firms that supplies the VAs, it's very pricey up front, and so we're like, well, let's just give it a shot, and then we're like, oh, this person seems great, and so let's just hire her and see how it goes, and then of course it just didn't go that well. Yeah. We've
definitely failed hiring. Like, we failed to hire for that role, I think 3 times in a row before we got it right.
Yeah.
Ultimately. And some of them we look back and we're like, we just didn't have the right checklist for them to follow. And
absolutely. And, I'm very much so. I do think we didn't hire the right person, but, Mark and I really, also take it on ourselves that we failed. We just didn't give her the tools that she needed to do her job. So maybe she was the right person, and we just, we're not able to give her those tools. And so that's on us. And so that's why we're doubling down and like figuring out, okay, how do we, cause we need this help. Like, so what do we need to do to get to that point? So.
Right. It's always a question of, is it a skill deficiency or a knowledge deficiency? Right. And then our framework for gauging that has just been like, when a mistake happens and we give the right answer, does it keep happening, or are they coachable? And that's kind of how we determine the person, the talent aspect.
Yeah. We just had a situation where I said, hey, don't do this. And it's okay, great. And then 2 minutes later did that. And I'm like, oh, okay. This is
like, all right.
Okay. Yeah. But that's, that's okay. God, even thinking about that makes me need to rest. So let's take a quick break. So we're going to come back. We're going to do our social media sidebar. We're going to talk more. We're going to hear exactly what you're doing at PMRE. And then we're going to end, we're going to set the AI, we're going to put in some prompts right now. And we're going to have some action items, for the end of the show. All right. We'll be right back. Hey, did you know that Aereo.com is a sponsor of this podcast? Well, it is true. Aereo.com sponsors the Upmarket Podcast and has since the very, very first day. And now we're at over 100 episodes. And thank you, Aereo, for being with us for over 100 episodes. I just wanted to say we appreciate it. So thank you very much. And also, we encourage all of our listeners to check out Aereo.com because, they are the all-in-one place to book, you have your clients book, and you invoice, and you deliver, and it creates property websites. It integrates with Zillow 3D. It does this, it does that, it does the other thing, it does the other thing, it does another thing, it does that other thing as well. I mean, go check out Aereo.com, ARYEO.com. Use the code Upmarket, and you're going to get 15 free bonus listings. And Aereo, guys, we're going to party in Las Vegas, right? Okay, just getting that in there in case one of you is listening, which you're probably not. people, you guys know I have problems, and sometimes I lie awake at night thinking about those problems. You ever wake up at 2 a.m. and you're thinking about your money problems, you're thinking about your relationship problems, you're thinking about, I don't know, your shin that hurts. But when I'm thinking about all that stuff, I try to turn my mind to pleasant thoughts. I try to think about floor plans, honestly. I think about looking at floor plans. I think about, what if I could walk through that floor plan? Oh, I think about, I don't know. It just makes me feel so good when I think about floor plans. And, and I do think about Second Floor app, which is one of the best ways that you can generate a floor plan easily on your phone. I mean, look, you take that app, you fire that app up and you walk through a house, kind of aim it at the walls and stuff, and look, you are going to get a floor plan instantly. And that's a floor plan you can deliver to a client. You can upsell on the immediate delivery, and it is fast and it is extremely accurate. We love Second Floor app. We love floor plans. So go to secondfloorapp.com/upmarket. You're going to get a free month of service. You can do so many floor plans that you have a full month to be doing floor plan after floor plan after floor plan. Get in there, secondfloorapp.com/upmarket. All right, social media is sidebar time. We, of course, are Upmarket Pod across all social media, and we're getting, we're gearing up for PMRE. We got some fun plans. Nikki's going to be there. I'm not sure if she's going to do the takeover again, but we got our new, if you heard our 100th episode, we got Molly. She's kind of getting in on the social media stuff for us. So I think we are, going to have a lot more coming up there. Personally, I'm Reed Fish, LYSM. Check out my other podcast. I love you so much. Wherever you get your podcast, follow us on YouTube, ILYSM Pod. And then, of course, we're upmarket.media on social media. So if you want to check out all the fun videos and content we do for our clients, go there. And Matt, it sounds like you got a couple different things going on. Where are we looking for you on social media?
Yes, sir. We're on Instagram at auto.hdr, and then everywhere else is just AutoHDR. YouTube makes videos on automating different aspects of the workflow and real estate photography business outside of editing. So yeah, cool. There.
And then you have what was your other company called? Your photography company or your media
Luxury
company?
Vision. Yeah.
Luxury Vision. Okay. So I'm assuming you're on Instagram with that as well.
We're on Instagram. Yeah. It's luxuryvision.ma and .mt if you want to check out the work we're putting out there.
You're in Massachusetts and Montana? Is that what I'm understanding?
So, our model's going after like these small niche markets. So we're in Nantucket, Massachusetts, Martha's Vineyard, and then Big Sky, Montana.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, and so you are though, you kind of mentioned it earlier, you are really using Instagram for client acquisition. Like really kind of heavily? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so we do everything. We do Instagram, we do cold emails, and we do cold calls.
Oh, yeah. Cold calls. All right. And do you have your VA doing that as well, or someone, stateside?
Nope. Someone stateside is doing the cold calls, but the cold emails and all the Instagram DMs are done by our VA. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And just different brokers respond better to different channels. And so that's why we do all of them.
Okay. Yeah. And is that your primary way of getting clients actually?
It's a good question. I would say the majority of them have come through. Yeah. I mean, probably an equal split of those three: Instagram, cold outreach, email, cold outreach, and cold calls. And then of course, once we have a little bit of momentum in a market or in a brokerage, then we'll ask for referrals. Or if we pick up the phone for a cold call and it's, William Ravis and we're calling another broker there, we'll be like, oh, did you see our listing that we just shot with Susie, who you sit next to? We'd love to do that for your next listing too, and kind of ask for referrals.
All right. that's what you kind of, as someone who's building these successful businesses, I mean, you're kind of recommending that strategy for people.
Which strategy in particular?
All of that shit. Yeah, no, the cold, because I think people are very adverse to cold calling, cold emailing. I don't want to cold call anybody.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to. You can hire someone. So let me say this. Yeah. I think two things are true. So it's hard to do more than one thing right. So if you're going to go really hard on client acquisition through like organic, like just posting tons of social media content, I'd go all out on that and just do that and be the best at that. Because any of it works. You can cold call. You can post awesome social media content. You can do brokerage presentations. They all work, but it's only going to work if you do it extremely well, and you can pretty much only do one of them really well. So, for example, for AutoHDR, like we go with affiliates, right? Real estate photography coaches, that's kind of our bread and butter. That's where we pour our time into getting new users. Aereo, for example, the reason that they're so big and they scaled up so quick is because they cold called every single real estate photographer in the country. It wasn't an accident, right? And it's not like the founder was doing it. They had 8 sales reps that they spun up overnight. And
they never called me. It's assholes.
Well, it means that their lead list could have been a little better.
Well, maybe I was already a user, and they already. Yeah. I don't know. Jeez, Brannick. All right. Well, that's very good advice. All right. Whenever I can dig on Aereo, our sponsor from day one, I always like to do that. Yeah. All right. Well, sweet. So let's take another quick break. We'll be right back, and let's talk some PMRE and then end this thing with action items. All right. iGUIDE has been partnering with us to make these episodes possible. We're very appreciative of iGUIDE. And Skylar, we're going to talk a little bit today, I know, on the show about how we're prepping for slower season. And I know you the folks at iGUIDE maybe had a thought or two on that.
Yeah, thanks, Reed. I mean, it's interesting you bring it up. It's conversations we're having right now. And something that many probably don't know is our ability to deliver architectural or CAD drawings at iGUIDE. Using our camera system, so the same camera that you can generate the 3D tour and the floor plan, you can actually order from us CAD deliverables. The question becomes like, who cares? What does it actually mean? Well, many of our real estate photographers are growing and extending their business, actually targeting architects, general contractors, interior designers. And that audience wants these drawing packages when it comes to doing a remodel or renovation on typically a residential home. So an architect's going to go in and renovate a kitchen. Before they can actually do that work, they need to get to what's an as-built drawing to pull permits on and to do the planning process. Our camera system and our team at iGUIDE is able to actually give those drawings to you. They can be sold for a lot more, and you're able to expand your business through that.
Yeah, absolutely. We've definitely had experience being able to do that, working with architects and stuff. And yeah, they all geek out over all that technical stuff, man. I don't understand it, but I think it's a super lucrative add-on when you get that one client who will do it. Yeah. It's like, and then
like what makes it nice is, to your point, you don't need to get technical with it. Our system can deliver it to the architect. Like essentially, you need to understand how to order it. Shoot protocol changes a bit, but overall, it's fairly similar in terms of getting the camera through the house, and then you can turn around and sell these.
Yeah, and one of my favorite things about working with architects is once you kind of have them, you have them, and they're not really price sensitive because most of the time they are passing on the costs onto their clients, and so it's just, and they'll in fact even mark up what you charge them to their clients. So they don't really, there's really almost never any haggling over price, which is I love because realtors are a little on the cheaper side. So architects, I think we feel we really love it when one of those rolls in as a client. So. I think Skylar, that is fantastic. Thank you. And we should go check out all the things going on with iGUIDE at goiguide.com. Hey, are you looking for an ethically sourced AI to handle some or all of your photo editing? Well, look, check out Fotello.com. That's Fotello.co. I'm sorry, it is Fotello.co.com. See, that's a very easy mistake to make. I made it. Don't you make it. Go to co.co, not .com. Fotello, look, you pay per listing. That's one of the crazy things about it. So you pay, whatever the fee is, and it's a very low, reasonable rate. And you can put 30 photos in for this listing, or you can put 100 photos in, and it's going to process them. It's going to cost you all the same amount, and it goes quickly. I mean, most shoots are processed within minutes, and the quality is phenomenal. And also, Fotello is now an all-in-one delivery system too. You can deliver photos directly from Fotello. You can, if there ever is an issue with any of the photos, they do have human editors on call where you can submit revision requests. So many great features about Fotello, and they are only getting better each and every day. And it is an ethically sourced AI, which we, of course, appreciate. So go to Fotello.co and use the code Upmarket, and you are going to get a free month up to a $500 value of photos. So that is a big deal. Fotello.co, $500 worth of photo editing if you give it a try and tell them you heard about them from Upmarket, your friends at Upmarket. Matt Gia, CEO of AutoHDR. Let's talk some PMRE, because PMRE is coming up here. I mean, we're just weeks away from November 18th through 20th at the Palms Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. PMREconference.com. Use the code LASTMINUTE to get your ticket, because we want to see you there. We want to see all our listeners. So you're on the main stage, Matt. What are we going to have more of this AI talk? What are you talking about?
I've spent a lot of time over the last month putting together what I call the AI playbook. So yeah, I'm working full-time on AutoHDR, but I have a real estate photography business, been doing that for 5 years. We've had decent success there, and it's been with a pretty small team. And I would credit a lot of that towards leveraging AI to be more productive, both in getting clients like we were talking about, as well as just operationally to save time. And then in some of the creative stuff we do, like getting new clients because we stand out. And so those are the 3 pillars that I've been distilling down into the AI playbook. That's what I'm calling it. I'm going to have physical playbooks for people who really, I'm printing them out. I'm going to have them there for people who want to get into the weeds. I'm making videos on how to do this, unrelated to AutoHDR. If you don't use us, fine, whatever. But how you can automate different aspects of your operation, make cool videos, all of it is going to be in there. And then the talk is just going to be a distillation of those things. What is the lowest hanging fruit, and what would be the most impactful that you can go and implement overnight in your business? Because there's so much you can do, and you're going to go to PMRE and have a million takeaways you can go implement. So I'm going to focus on what's your one biggest bottleneck that you could probably eliminate pretty easily with some of the new AI tools.
Right. Well, that sounds like it could be worth the price of admission right there. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I'll reserve judgment until I see the presentation. But I have a sneaking suspicion that you might be able to streamline your business a bit from this. Cool. So you're making a physical book about AI. All right. There is an irony in that. All right. So I do have a question for you. So I assume at AutoHDR, are you also doing the photo to video stuff?
Right now, we're not.
No. Yeah.
You mean in the future?
I don't know. Whenever. Right now? You're not right now.
We're not right now. Now. Just photo editing is such a big domain. To truly do it exceptionally well requires so much, especially across all the different needs and demands and styles.
Yeah.
So
have fun with that. Yeah. Okay, so as an AI, I'm just going to peg you as an AI person. I mean, not that you know what I mean. An AI advocate. What are your feelings on the taking the still photos and making videos out of it? Because I'm kind of in just the position of it's just really unethical. and it's unethical, and it kind of really bothers me.
Okay.
So,
sure. Well, I think there's a lot of different.
I mean, and it's for a very specific reason. It's unethical because, in terms of if you're trying to sell a home and you are taking photos of something and those still photos are being used to generate a video, and that video moves. And so as it's pushing through the kitchen, all of a sudden it reveals what is behind the kitchen island, right? So that's AI generated. That's not the house anymore. So it probably does a pretty damn good job, and probably to most people it looks exactly like it looks in real life. But I just think you open yourself up to representing the home, and also you open yourself up and your client to potential lawsuits. I'm just scared shitless about using those. I mean, they look fantastic, right? I mean, no doubt about it. But it's just ethically, I'm like,
yeah. Well, I think that the AI photo to video is awesome. Like, one, if it looks good aesthetically.
Yes.
Two, if it's actually done well, right?
Yeah. Well, sure.
So
I'm not debating it. I'm not, and that's the thing, is that my debate is not, does it look good? I mean, it's just like, is this actually a product that we can sell? I mean, I guess that's I would like your opinion on that.
Yeah. So in the case that you said, if there's like a curving shot or something where you can't see around the corner, I would say that's not done well. You can't use that. Like, that is not the actual home.
There you go. Yeah. Right. That's my point. Yeah.
You can't do that. That also just means that you're using the tools wrong. So it's definitely possible to pull it off, have it look good, and be accurate.
Right.
So for example, a lot of these image to video models allow you to put in a first frame and then a last frame. So then when it's generating the 5-second video in between, it doesn't need to hallucinate details. I think those you can do a pretty kick-ass video, not invent anything that's not real, and have it look good. But if you're just doing image to video and inventing stuff, I don't even consider that usable in any.
Okay. Good. Yeah. All right. Because, and I feel like that's most of what I've seen. So I don't know about these, the way people are doing these other ones. And of course, and because I've had that kind of like notion about it, then I'm like, okay, I'm not even exploring that. Like, I'm not going to spend my time looking at that.
Well,
so
for us, it's like, why wouldn't we just shoot a video on the gimbal if we're doing that? We'll just shoot a video. It's easier. It's probably going to look better. But to me, where the really cool opportunities are for the photo to video is, what if you take a photo during the day and then you have a beautiful night photo or an AI generated night photo, and then you can do the video transition in between, or maybe it's a construction, or maybe you had a ground level shot and an aerial shot and you want to generate a cool transition that wouldn't be possible. Right. Those are really where the cool opportunities are for us.
Yeah. It's a slippery slope. I mean, it's all, oh shit, man, everything's a slippery slope. Who am I kidding here? Yeah.
I mean, is virtual staging unethical?
Well, no, because I think if you're not changing the house. Yeah. You're changing you're not selling the furniture.
You're showing what could be there.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times if you are putting that in the MLS, you have to, put that it's virtually staged. I don't love virtual staging, but it is what it is. Yeah, but if you're also at the same time, covering up a hole in the wall, I'm like, well, no, that's not ethical,
Right. A lot of wire removal going on,
Yeah, we don't do that. We don't at Upmarket. That's not the Upmarket way, Matt. So. Don't be lobbing those accusations out.
Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah, we have some pretty interesting requests from clients.
Oh, of course.
And that's for us at our photography business, we'll fulfill the edit requests of our clients and then they can do as they want when they're listing it. But I've seen agents do some pretty wild stuff in terms of the marketing of the product.
So you will erase power lines if an agent asks?
Well, we haven't had power lines. Actually, I think we have had that request, but it's always wire removal or add this, remove that.
Wire removal, just like in the home, like a TV wire or something. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Sure. Or touch up the paint, stuff like that.
Yeah. And in general, our policy is like, I'm like, well, are you touching up the paint before it goes on the market? Then we'll do it. If not, no. We say we advise you not to do that because it's misrepresentation.
Yeah.
So yeah. But the wire coming out of the TV, well, you could have just physically pulled it out of the wall, hung it up on the thing and hidden it. So that doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
So what what are some other like AI like in terms of the creative side, in the actual image generation and stuff, like what tools are you seeing out there on the horizon, or that you think are coming that we're going to be able to, that we can actually use?
Yeah. So we talked a bit about image generation. The one thing you do need to be cognizant of if you're using Gemini, it's awesome. It's really good. But the max output is 1 megapixel, which means if you zoom in, the details just won't be there. So you can upload that. That's going to be good enough for something like Instagram. In a computer, it's not going to look high res. You can upscale it, but you're not going to get those details back that were lost. The best you can do is hallucinate in details. Now you're getting back to sketchy territory. Photo to video can be very cool for creative applications. I've seen people showing off, for example, like ski houses where it's transitioning from summer to snow. Sure. And then other things, something that we use a lot of is 11 Labs for voice clones. So couple applications. On the creative side, we used to hire like news anchors, literally pay them to do voiceovers for cool creative projects we're working on. Now we can just we go to 11 Labs, we find the voice avatar that we like the best, that best fits the vibe of that project, and then we text to speech and overlay that voiceover. We've done that too for things like having Siri in our videos. Like, hey Siri, find me the perfect vacation rental. Right. Went off. And then also we have had clients who don't want to show. We have these social media retainers, and they're too busy to film, or they don't want to show up, or whatever, or they're camera shy. We literally clone their voice and then generate the reel with their voice clone and voice over it over stock footage of Nantucket, of the market. Post that, and the reels do great. So those are a few more interesting things that you can do. So the voice clone. Okay. All right. Yeah. How much footage do you need of somebody, or how much time of talking do you need to generate that clone? You can do a very good one in 10 minutes. 10 minutes of clean, isolated talking. If you want it to be exceptional, you're going to need over an hour, but it's a marginal gain. The 10 minutes gets you 90% of the way there.
Interesting.
Yeah. To the point where only like family and close friends would be able to actually distinguish it as being AI. Yeah.
That sucks. I don't know now, because I have hours of me talking out there. I know. The clones are coming.
Yeah.
And that's what the world needs, is a bunch of clones of me. I mean, I think all our listeners can agree that we'd be all better off if there were 100 reads out there.
Yeah. Video clones.
Oh yeah, video. Yeah, even better. Yeah, just drop 10 more pounds and then we're good. And so, okay, so that's interesting. And then, I mean, how far, like, are you seeing though, and I kind of said, oh, hey, put the agents in the reels and stuff. You're kind of AI insulated right now, but I mean, how soon are we going to have the actual clones, video clones? And the issue with that is, like, if you're trying to sell the house, then clearly the house is going to be the clone too. And it's like, you get into those kind of things, but,
like a video, like a video clone. Yeah. So I look at all the new tech that is coming out, and I would say image editing, image to video, voice clone. It's all like, people are always like, it's not there yet. Now it's there. The one thing that's still kind of not there yet is the video clone. If you want to try it out, HeyGen. HeyGen is the best in class right now. You can upload up to 6 minutes of you, and it's going to give you something that's pretty cool, where like your lips will be moving, kind of corresponding to your voice clone and talking, but it looks pretty fake. And then to actually extrapolate that to like someone walking, and then you're going to have to have as well the house behind. Yeah, I wouldn't really consider that being on the table to be replaced anytime soon. I think having a voice clone over footage of the house is viable and perfect right now. But even if you could somehow get the agent in the AI generated video, the output resolution, these video generation models operate at very low resolution. So it's not going to be 4K. You could upscale it to 4K, but then it's going to be hallucinated. That is probably going to stay as just, it's going to be easier to just actually shoot the video.
Yeah. And that's an interesting thing that I hadn't really thought about, is what are the outputs of all these things? And because all these companies are trying to scale, and it already takes up so much data and so much processing power. And then to have to do that and have it output at 4K is, I mean, it's,
So it does not like the computational need when you're increasing the resolution from something that's 512 by 512 to 1080 by 1080 is not linear, right? So for them to be outputting or running these models native at 4K is not economically viable. Because for most people, they just want something cool for Instagram. It doesn't need to be a movie.
No, for sure. Interesting. Okay. And so then how do you see the typical real estate media business? I mean, I'll ask you, this is the most inane question, but 5 years from now, what does our business look like?
I think there's different value propositions for a lot of different people. Some people that we work with are mostly video focused and they occasionally shoot photos. Some people are just absolute volume, low price machines. So it depends on your business model. But the average business like ours that does photo, video, 3D tour, that sort of thing, of the tech that's available right now, the most automated kind of workflow would look like this, and everyone should be doing this if they're not. Use a booking platform, right? Like Spiro, Aereo, HTTP, Autonomo, one of those. It should go like this. Booking is made. It goes on your photographer's schedule. If you're the business owner, this photographer should be being notified. They should show up on their own. And then they're going to upload the raw clips, which will, without you doing anything, just upon them uploading it, it should be detected, edited, whether that's photos or videos, and then directly imported into the property listing gallery. And the 5-year picture is there's not going to be any quality control that's actually needed for any of that. Right now, there's still quality control needed. And the photo editing can be automated. The video cannot be. But within 2 years, it will. And then in 5 years, it's going to be full automation, no QC. And then you're just going to have an admin that presses deliver. And that's what it'll look like. And then the invoice is automatically delivered.
Can't you automate the delivery too? I mean, come on. At that point, you don't need someone to press that button. Just making a joke. Go ahead.
I mean, that is right. It's just like, maybe you have to, because right now we still have to go take our 3D tour embedded. That should be automated too, realistically.
Aereo, come on.
Yeah. And as a business owner, if you're not the one shooting, you should be able to just be getting clients, and fulfillment should be largely, streamlined.
I should be at happy hour is what I should be at.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. Okay. And then, but you are still seeing that, we are still obviously you have to, that's the one thing I think the saving grace for our business of however much automation gets into it is someone still has to visit the property. And, we just want to make sure that we're in the position that it's us who have to go out there and visit the property.
Yeah. Because if you were to think about what would the easiest way of shooting a property be, it would probably be like you have a drone that goes and can fly throughout every single room, capture 360 scan, and then that's automatically edited and put into photos. Yeah. Well, all right, that's going to be a pretty expensive device, and someone's going to have to know how to extract and look at the media from it, make sure it's good. And is that going to be an agent? No, it's just going to be a media company that's kicking ass, shooting way more homes every year.
Yeah. All right.
I'm pretty optimistic about it. I got a media business.
Yeah. Oh, are you, Matt? Oh, really? Oh, interesting. how that happens to align. No, but I mean, that's the thing is obviously you're optimistic about it because you've leaned into the space. I mean, you've created a company to do this kind of stuff. So, I mean, obviously, and I don't think that's self-serving. I think it's just like you being like, hey man, I see this as the future and I want to be in on it. So,
well, yeah, I mean, I love the space. I love looking at photos and I love machine learning, which is why I'm doing AutoHDR. But, for Luxury Vision, this photography business is still running. I still care about it a lot. And the person who runs and manages that operation is, the other day he was like, well, what if the agents start shooting like photos and editing them with AI? What's going to happen to our operations? And I'm like, and I know these agents, they are not.
Right. No, of course not.
Going to do that. And I get it from the perspective of that business too, because I'm sitting with him every week and I'm going, cool, how are we going to scale this business to 5x it in the next couple of years here? And everything that I think about that we're working on at AutoHDR and even our grand plans in the future are only things that could 10x the capacity and opportunity within the photography business. So.
All right. Oh, cool. Well, but to do all that, Matt, you have to take action. Which means it's time for our action items. And our action items today are sponsored by Pixel CRM, the only CRM designed by a real estate media professional for other real estate media professionals. Get going, get in there, check out Pixel CRM. You can run your business much more efficiently. You can actually see where your leads are coming from. You can follow up on leads. I mean, there's so many things that you can do in the CRM to enhance your business. All your communication can run through there. Check out PixelCRM.com. And I'm gonna go first. I'll let the guests go last. But I cribbed mine from you. So I love it when you can say something and then I just turn around and use it as my action item. So I think, I have standard operating procedures on my brain. So get in there, write down, just get into, probably just go into damn Loom, whatever. They probably have a free trial, whatever it is. Yeah. Just record one. See how that goes. I know, kind of making a whole handbook of standard operating procedures is maybe a little more daunting than I like the action items to be. But I think at least start thinking about that, get in there, give it a try. Because I think if it's easy and you get a good result, hopefully you're going to be incentivized and want to do more. And I think that's a great project to take on as we enter into slow season. And I know that's number one on our list. And I think I want to encourage everyone else to look at that too if you don't have that.
Totally. Yeah. I would say to just start easy, start small, grab the one thing you hate doing the most. Like if you're still doing photo QC with your editor, maybe just start with that. As you're going through them, take a video, describe every little nitpicky thing that you see. And instead of taking days to bullet out every little edge case, it'll just screenshot the things for you and transcribe it perfectly and put it into SOP. So yeah, what I would encourage you to do as my action item is take that a step. Do that for sure.
Okay.
If you have a team or you want to scale up and you want to save yourself a ton of time down the line and avoid having to answer questions multiple times, try to do that for everything you do throughout the day that you eventually want to hire for. It's probably going to be 20 looms, something like that, 20 SOPs, and that's going to cover everything. And then if you ever want to hire someone, when they hit you up and say, hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? You go, check the SOPs. Yeah. Before you ever ask me, check the SOPs, and better yet, put all your SOPs into ChatGPT, create a company project, and then they can just talk to the AI. It will search all the documents and give them back the answer. And then, it's another step towards you being at happy hour.
All right. Yeah. All right. Honestly, Matt, I already go to happy hour. So I can just extend it. I can do the 3 p.m. one instead of the 4 p.m. one. So that'll be great. Matt Gia, thank you very much for spending some time with us today. We appreciate it. There was a lot of good insight in there. And I look forward to hanging out with you in Las Vegas. So
thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And then, of course, thank you to all of our sponsors and thank you to our whole team. And of course, more than anybody, thank you to our viewers, our listeners. We appreciate you so much. And Yeah, here we go. I'm excited to see so many of you at PMRE. So, all right. Thanks, everybody. Upmarket is a production of Upmarket Studios. This episode was produced by Chelsea Froelich and edited by Bethany Diedrich. Thank you so much for listening, and we really hope you listen to the next one too. In the meantime, our wish for you is to not have to shoot any Friday night Twilight shoots. Thank you for everything.